In the heart of Africa, from the eastern part of Nigeria, nestled between lush green hills and vast, fertile farmlands, lay the vibrant village of Akwiku. It was a place where traditions ran deep, and the community thrived under the benevolent rule of King Obinyanwis. His eldest daughter, Princess Uzoamaka, was renowned for her kindness and beauty, with a heart that endeared her to the villagers. However, Uzoamaka faced a unique challenge that shadowed her life. She suffered from a strong, unpleasant body odor that isolated her from those around her. Even as a young girl, Uzoamaka's odor distinguished her from other children. As she grew, the smell became more pronounced, trailing behind her and causing others to keep their distance. Despite her father's efforts and the many remedies suggested by village healers, nothing seemed to alleviate her condition. The villagers, once affectionate, began to shun her, mothers pulling their children away, and young men who once admired her beauty now avoided her. As Uzoamaka reached adulthood, her loneliness deepened. Many suitors from neighboring kingdoms expressed interest, only to be repelled by her odor upon meeting her. The once vibrant and joyful princess now spent her days secluded in her room, dreaming of a love that would look beyond her physical condition. One summer day, the village of Akwiku was alive with celebration. Drums echoed through the air, and the scent of roasted meats and fresh fruits filled the atmosphere. It was the time of the annual Yam Festival, a day of dancing, feasting, and communal joy. From her window, Uzoamaka watched wistfully, her heart aching to join in the festivities. The music and laughter were too enticing to resist, and so, with a hopeful heart, she decided to sneak out and witness the joy up close. Disguised in a simple cloak, Uzoamaka quietly slipped into the crowd, hoping to remain unnoticed. For a while, she succeeded, enjoying the vibrant dances and rhythmic drumming from the shadows. But soon, a gentle breeze carried her scent through the crowd. The joyful atmosphere shifted as people began to wrinkle their noses and whisper. Uzoamaka's heart sank as she felt the familiar sting of rejection. Overwhelmed by embarrassment, she fled the scene, tears streaming down her face. She found solace behind a large baobab tree, hiding from the world. But her solitude was interrupted by the sound of a drum, its beat growing closer. Peering through the leaves, she saw a young man with a warm smile and a drum slung over his shoulder. He was Chigazi, a talented drummer from a neighboring village. Without hesitation, he approached Uzoamaka. "Why did you stop dancing?" he asked gently, his eyes full of kindness. "You looked so free and happy." Uzoamaka was stunned. You can smell me, and yet you still came looking for me." Chigazi nodded. "I don't care about your odor. I see the joy and beauty in your dance. Ignore those who don't see your true self." Comforted by his words, Uzoamaka began to dance again, her movements fluid and free. Chigazi played his drum with an infectious rhythm, their connection deepening with every beat. For the first time, Uzoamaka felt truly seen and accepted. Over the following weeks, Uzoamaka and Chigazi met in secret, their bond growing stronger. Chigazi's music inspired Uzoamaka, and her dancing became a symbol of her newfound confidence. Despite their different backgrounds, they fell deeply in love. Uzoamaka's heart ached at the thought of their impossible future, given her royal duties and Chigazi's humble status. One day, as they sat together, Chigazi took her hands and proposed. "Marry me, Uzoamaka. Our love can bridge our worlds and unite our villages." Overwhelmed with joy, Uzoamaka agreed. However, their happiness was short-lived. A deadly plague swept through the land, forcing the villages into quarantine. Months of isolation followed, and Uzoamaka could only pray for Chigazi's safety. When the plague reached the palace, Uzoamaka fell gravely ill. Her parents tried every remedy, but nothing worked. In a last desperate attempt, the queen gave her an ancient tonic, which miraculously saved her life. As she recovered, Uzoamaka discovered that her lifelong odor had vanished. With the plague finally over, Uzoamaka emerged from the palace, now free from her odor and filled with confidence. The villagers, who once shunned her, now admired her. However, when she saw Chigazi again, she initially hesitated, her newfound status clouding her judgment. She rejected him harshly, seeking validation from noble suitors. But during a grand tournament to find a husband, Uzoamako's order returned. Humiliated, she fled, only to be found by Chigazi, who still loved her despite everything. Realizing her mistake, Uzoamako begged for forgiveness. Chigazi embraced her, and they reconciled. In the end, Uzoamako and Chigazi married, their love uniting their villages. The villagers celebrated their union, and Uzoamako learned that true beauty comes from within, and love sees beyond physical imperfections. The story of Princess Uzoamaka and Chigazi became a cherished tale of love, acceptance, and the triumph of the heart in the village of Akwiko.